The title track of the new record, Read the Book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a pretty powerful piece.
Thank you.
And is that one you would play live or every
yes.
time?
Yes, pretty much.
Maybe even a set finisher.
Yeah, usually a set finisher because by the time you've been on stage for a little while, your throat starts to get a little tired as a singer-songwriter, carrying 99% of the vocals unless you have somebody harmony with you. But yeah, I play that song pretty. There's very few gigs that I have that I do not play that song.
What did you see when you looked at me? Did you notice my heart there upon my sleeve? Did it change your point of view? I wonder what was going through your mind. Was there a similarity that you tried to hide? Could it be that I'm just like you? Yes, there's blood coursing through my veins, so we may be different, but we're just the same. And I know it's so hard for you to believe. I go about living my life each day. I go to work and believe it or not, I pray. You see, things aren't always as they seem. So if you see me with your eyes, it might come as no surprise. I'm not like any other you may have known. But if you see me with your heart, we're not that far apart. So read the book and leave the cover alone. Yeah. Yeah, well, now what have you been thinking? I think I know. A poor example is what you've been shown. A preconceived notion from a prejudiced mind. Think for yourself, guess what you'll find? A friend, brother, sister, the girl next door. No harm, foul or threat to your narrow little world. Tolerance is a blessing, so fall to your knees. You were made in God's image, just like me. So if you see me with your eyes, it might come as no surprise. I'm not like any other you may have known. But if you see me with your heart, we're not that far apart. So read the book and leave the cover alone. So if you see me with your eyes, it might come as no surprise that I'm not like any other that you may have known. But if you see me with your heart, friends, we're not that far apart. So read the good book and leave my cover alone. Leave me alone. It's just a cover. We all have our covers. So leave me, I said leave me alone. Here we go.
I'm proud of that song. I wrote it because I was getting on stage at Eddie's Attic in Atlanta, and there was a fella in the front row, and I was gigging with Pierce Pettis that night, which totally opposite crowds. I love Pierce, but totally opposite draws. And as I'm getting on stage, a guy in the front row looks at his girlfriend, the girl sitting with him, and he said, "Wow, I'm really not going to like that chick." And
Loud enough where you could hear it?
yeah, oh
Or-
yes, I heard it, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay, that's a really good way to start off a gig. Went ahead and did my gig and played my show, and as I'm getting off stage, he ran up to me and he was pointing his finger in my face. And he said, "Young lady, there's something I want to say to you." And I was really kind of ready for, I'm like, come on, let's just hear what you have to say to me. And he said, when you got on stage, I told my girlfriend that I was sure I wasn't going to like you. And I said, yes, sir, I heard you say that. And he said, but I didn't expect you to sound the way you sound. And I didn't expect you to sing about some of the things you sing about. And maybe I need to give some real thought to the fact that I judge people before I know anything at all about them, and that's wrong, and I need to stop.
Wow.
Yeah. Best compliment as an artist and a writer I've ever had. So I wrote the song Read the Book about that experience, that if we just give ourselves a chance to know one another, you know, hey, we're really just alike.